We're set. Actually.
I was about to go, you idiot.
Hey, Google. Turn off the switches. Okay.
Look, he looks quite priestly.
You look like.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Look at the light, man. Look at the way it shines on him.
You look like
Hello.
a god.
Hello and welcome to Burger and Shawarma Gaming. This is milestone episode, everyone, number 10. Now, just a little bit of context. We are a little bit giggly because Rakan's looking a little bit priestly today. He's wearing full white, he's got white headphones, and I must say, he's preaching the gospel.
What makes it more magical is the fact that his lights in his room are off, but his monitor is illuminating his shirt, so he looks like he's literally glowing.
Yeah, he's put it this way, he's going to make a believer out of me. So hopefully, when he speaks later on about the news, his sermon will be just as good.
We'll see. We'll see about that.
So yeah, I mean, firstly, it is a milestone episode, guys.
Yeah,
so well done. We made it to episode 10. Elise, you made it. Yeah, Elise, would you say that your gaming knowledge has improved since that very first episode?
I highly doubt.
You know what? Ask that question again after I talk about my game today.
Oh, no.
Okay. The thing is, right, so last week we gave Elise LA Noire to play, and so it turns out LA Noire isn't backwards compatible, so I had to get out the old Xbox 360, put it down. Xbox worked fine. Elise gets about 20 minutes, half hour into the game. I'm obviously pumped. I'm thinking it's amazing that she's playing this. I'm getting ready to see her say doubt every time and get it wrong. And the controller turns off. Won't turn back on again. So we're sitting there for ages trying to get the controller to work. Contact my family, be like, oh, you got a controller there? Like, I don't know. What do you think? So we're sat here trying to think, okay, how can we get this to play? Now, obviously, one of the ways we could get this is to buy the game, but we're not going to buy the game.
No.
Buying the game twice? Why would I buy the game twice? The thing is, though, and I will give this little bit to why you might want to buy the game, and if Elise is a very good gamer,
Yeah.
I might get it, because the Xbox One version is in 4K, and it also has got extra cases and things like that.
Really? Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the thing is, in the beginning, if you turn back time, the look I just got. So in the beginning, the game it had exclusive cases for PlayStation, but in Xbox One version, it got released for everybody. So in terms of the game that we actually ended up giving to Elise, we don't know what she played. She gave us a mystery game. I'm very interested to know what this mystery game is, Elise.
Oh, I have an idea, if you don't mind. Could we
Go
start
on.
with the bad description of a game?
Yeah?
Yeah, so of Elise's game. So maybe, I don't know, Elise, badly describe the game that you played and then go
Very
into-
good idea.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Well, see, so the thing is, what I was going to do is describe the synopsis and see if either of you could figure out what I played.
And we played it.
I am not going to confirm or deny. You both are aware of the game's existence, but I'm not going to say whether or not either one of you has played it.
I still think it's Bug Snacks.
Okay, let me try to think. Oh, I'm not going to be able to think of a good way to badly describe it outside of the synopsis.
Just describe it.
If
It's going to be
I-
bad anyways.
It's exactly what I was going to say.
True.
No.
Please hold all comments to the end.
Okay.
So, in this game that I played, I would classify it as an RPG. You
So it's
are
not.
a
Oh, no, nothing.
Imagine you are a reporter. You are intrigued to investigate a group that is staying on a far-off, previously uninhabited island. This island is filled with secrets and the unknown. Strange plants and animals are emerging from every corner. The weather and biomes vary around the island, an astonishing find for such a small place. However, exploration is not the only purpose of this trip. People are mysteriously disappearing. The inhabitants are disillusioned and near a breaking point. Find the missing group members, bring everyone back together into harmony, and learn more about this mysterious island along the way. ... Before you and your companions are controlled by parasites.
Parasites. Do you know what this is, mate?
No idea. For a second I thought Bioshock, but then no, animals? Parasites? I don't think so. It's not Stranded Deep because there's no one else with you on the island. Huh. So you said we know about this game. We know it exists. But you're not sure if we played it or not. Or you don't want to confirm.
I can now, though, that I've read it.
Okay.
I have no idea.
I think Jack has played a bit. Not the whole thing. I don't think Rakan has played. But Rakan, you do know this game.
I do know this game. Have I talked about it before or?
Well, yeah, you have. Now, did you talk about it because you wanted to or because you felt like you had to? That's the difference.
Huh.
No.
What?
What?
It's not. No, it wouldn't be.
It's not what?
No, it's not the game that I hate, and I refuse to say it.
What
because
is it?
there's that. No, I didn't know if it was the 7 Days to Die game, but
No.
it can't be that.
Okay.
Elise, give me a clue. What is this? What is it? You're
Come on, Jack.
smirking.
You know what it is.
No, wait, no, it's not that. Go on, what is it? Okay, come on.
No,
next.
what are you trying to guess?
Because there's no animals.
Idea. I have
no
no
animals.
idea what you're
What are
talking
you
about.
thinking?
No, well, Elise, give me a clue.
Say what you're thinking.
Well, you said about uniting survivors and things like that. I thought that maybe you were playing the Juggernaut game.
Oh no, I don't even know what that is.
Well, where you've got a camp and you have to survive, and there's a zombie.
Ooh, that sounds like something I'd want to play. Or are you talking about State of Decay?
Yeah.
I think he is,
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about? Come on, give me a clue.
My next clue is that this game has been mentioned already in this recording.
Huh.
Really?
And
Yes,
this
you
was
said it.
Before or during the actual recording?
During the actual recording.
Oh. Now, what the listeners don't know is that this is real time. Like, we genuinely have no idea what game this is.
Well,
Put me out of my misery.
You guessed it earlier today as well.
Bugs and Axe.
Yes.
Oh my
You did-
god, no. Come on, bro.
Please.
You guys don't give me a replacement game to play. I pick my own game.
You played Bugs and Axe before, man. Why are you playing it?
I said because the LA Noire snafu occurred, and I texted. Yeah, the LA Noire. Isn't that like a hiccup?
I've never heard of a snafu in my life.
Well, now I'm scared I've used it wrong.
Snafu?
What the hell is a
That
Snapple?
sounds like that drink. What's that
Snafu.
American drink? A Snapple.
Yes, I'm correct. A snafu is a confused or chaotic state, a mess.
That seems fishy frank to me, bro.
Yeah, very fishy.
Anyways, I was joking. I didn't think you actually were going to do it on Bug Snacks.
Yeah, I did. But so basically, because when LA Noire stopped working, I waited a day or two and said, hey, boys, are you going to give me a replacement game to play? Are you going to give me a replacement game to play? And it was just I think we've all had a busy week, we thought we knew what we were going to be doing, and it just kind of got overlooked. And so at a point, it came to be, I think like Wednesday, and I was like, look, guys, I don't have a game to play, so I'm going to report on one that I've already played. So yes, it's one I've already played. You're right, Rakan. I didn't play a new one.
She is right. It has been really busy.
Yeah,
I've been fletching, I've been cooking, I've been killing quite a few monsters.
Now let's hope that your colleagues don't find this podcast.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be honest, they know that it's very important to me. As I said to Lewis, my brother-in-law, because we were talking about being at work and stuff, and I said, we both know that money in this game is way more important than money in real life. And he was like, yes, that's exactly it. So, yeah, as I say, as Elise said, it's been very busy. So we apologise, but Rakan and I do have some games in the pipeline that we want Elise to play.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, it makes no difference to our listeners, I don't think.
It's even harder considering that you guys only have Xbox games to play. Many of the games that I thought about, once I looked it up, it's only available on PC or on PS. So it's a bit hard for me. But no, we do have some games in the pipeline. Yeah.
Well, I did go through and I put together all sorts of ratings. I did all of my rating categories for Bugsnax.
For Bugsnax? Really?
And this is where we can then evaluate Jack's earlier questions, asking if my gaming knowledge has improved.
Okay. Do you know what? I thought the game was cringe, but prove me wrong, Elise. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, this is your chance, Elise.
I'm going to make both. I'm going to be straight up. You're both going to get really mad at me.
No, but let's make it clear that let's make it clear to the listeners that me and Jack absolutely hated the game. I haven't even looked at a single video, not even an image. By just Elise describing the game when she first started, I was like, there is no way I'm touching that game. I absolutely hate that game. What's the whole point? I might be wrong, but isn't the point of the game is going around and catching bugs?
And you eat it.
Basically.
Oh my God.
However, okay, so here's the thing. Keep in mind, Rakan, that whole synopsis that I gave you, and it had you wondering, what game is this? What game is this? There's intriguing parts. You're trying to help these survivors, strange plants and animals. What is this? The thing is, my description, I mean, I obviously would argue, is accurate. This game actually ends up having, you wouldn't think it from looking at it, but it does end up having a story and a purpose.
Yes, unfortunately.
And the ending is somewhat, you wouldn't see it coming. It is actually kind of heart-wrenching.
She's very right.
You wouldn't see it coming.
It's unfortunately as well, for let's just say there are consequences to your actions.
Really?
And I'm very interested. Yes, there are.
Huh.
And as disappointing as it is for me to say, it's probably not a bad game. If you imagine Viva Pinata and want to make it, I don't know, detective time and journal time combined with it, then that's what it becomes. It's actually, quite funny. You could make it quite a dark story if you wanted to perceive it as such.
And I looked up, because I wanted to make sure I didn't leave any part out of the game, just because it has been a few months since I've played it. So I looked up a synopsis online after I wrote mine just to see if I left anything out.
Right.
And I ended up looking at reviews. An interesting thing that quite a few people said, first of all, the rating for it online, if you Google it, you probably wouldn't expect it to be damn close to 5 stars, but it is. The common thing people say is, this is not a game, it's an experience.
Was it you that rated the game online, Elise?
No.
Exactly. How many points do you have?
Do you think that I would come up with that?
Yes.
I don't know.
Elise.
Yes,
Elise, how many accounts do you have?
I don't think I need to answer that question.
Am I under oath?
We're not in America, but I plead the fifth.
Okay. Go on. I'm a bit interested now. I want to see what the hell.
Mate, if I catch you playing Bugsnax, I'm going to be fuming.
No way I'm going to play Bugsnax. Chill out.
Jack, don't even judge. When I got to the ending, you were sat there just as in awe of what ends up happening as I was.
Or would we describe it as awe?
I would describe it as awe. And then who prompted looking up videos to see what the alternate kind of outcomes could be? You, not me.
Why is that, Elise?
Because it was an intriguing, to pull from the reviews, experience. That's why.
Let's agree to disagree.
Oh, she's calling you out, bro. You're not refuting anything she said.
No, she's right. She's right. But again, with minor spoiler, but you can get it wrong. You can make mistakes. And naturally, Elise did that. Okay. And I wanted to know if that was inevitable. So Elise, with the thrilling game synopsis on its way, please bathe us in your glory. Yeah. Tell us all about bug snacks.
Oh no, I already gave my synopsis. I was going to tell you my
That was the
rating.
synopsis, Jack. That was the synopsis.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't want to tell what the end of the story is, or what the big...
No, because maybe Rakan will be so intrigued that he goes and plays.
No, not gonna happen, bro. Trust me, it's not gonna happen.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'll give a bit more of a descriptor of the game then. So essentially, Rakan, it's all true. You're a journalist, you go to this island, and effectively what's happening is these people have discovered, I call them people, they're not people. These, I forget what they're called, grumpsies or something? Doesn't matter. I'm going to call them people.
I think it's pronounced French.
Go on, Elise.
Okay. Anyways. Basically, you're a journalist, you go to this island. The people in the group have been kind of like splitting off, and there's two people who are missing, and it's the leader of the group, and I think it's the doctor, who they're a couple. And effectively, you're trying to bring the group back together, the people who have kind of wandered off, and try to figure out where these missing people are. So to bring the people back together, you have to, try to catch their favorite snacks, stuff like that, silly stuff. Everywhere you go, there's different weird combinations of like strawberries that are actually ants, burgers that hop around. And as you're doing that, you're unfolding this narrative of basically that something is a bit fishy going on. It's a bit fishy, Frank. And what you end up finding out is that the bug snacks are actually a form of a parasite. And when you eat them, they slowly start taking over your body and end up kind of like morphing you into kind of an abomination bug snack. And so what happens at the end is that the bugs all start coming for you, and you have to try to fend them off while you escape the island.
As you eat it, it's an adage to the "you are what you eat." So if you eat a burger, then your leg starts to look like a burger. So Rakan, you really would look like a shawarma.
Yeah.
And God knows I'd look like a massive teapot.
Okay.
True. And so basically at the end, you've brought all these people back together, and at the end, as you're fending them off, if you haven't completed their story quests, they're kind of like, they have the possibility of dying in the final battle.
They die. Mate, Elise's character's got clapped.
Because I didn't do their story quest. I was like, I just didn't feel like finding the bugs. I was only, you have to, so
brutal.
The bug snacks are coming to attack you as you're trying to leave the island. And so you're fighting off the bug snacks. And if you don't do a good job hitting F on them, which are we surprised I didn't do a good job hitting F on them, they take over the bodies of your friends and they just disintegrate, basically.
That's kind of dark. I thought it was a kids game or something.
Bro, it's incredibly dark to the extent that when it happened to some of the characters, I was like, Elise, is this inevitable? Like, is this your mistake, or is this supposed to happen? And of course, through my research, I found out, no, Elise is just bad at the game. Like, you can save them all. But mate, the way they die is like really dramatic. Like, it takes their body over slowly, and then they, as Elise says, disintegrate.
And quite a few of them have, significant others. So you'll be fighting off the bug snacks, and if one of them dies, there's a good chance that their significant other is like, oh my God, what happened? It starts panicking because their partner just died.
In front of them.
It's like, dark.
It is really quite cold, mate. Especially knowing that you're the one that caused them to die.
Huh.
Yeah, you wouldn't see it coming. There's only one character, aside from yourself, who's guaranteed to make it off the island. And basically, when you get off of the island, there's kind of a final cutscene where it's all the people that you're left with. And the thing is, even if you save all of the characters that you can save, there are two who die no matter what. They've sacrificed themselves. So no matter what, the ending is really quite somber. Everybody's, very somber at who they've lost.
What it should also be said as well is that the bugs literally, they force you to eat them. So you die by your own hand. It's essentially suicide by food. It's a massive oof.
Like, it starts out, the whole
Nice.
game, for the most part, is very cutesy. You know, you go, oh, let me catch this ice cream sandwich. Ooh, let me feed it to my friend. Give them ice cream face. You know, it's very, ooh, silly. The ending is not silly.
Okay.
No.
I'm a bit shook, to be honest, because really thought it was a kid's game. Like,
It looks like one.
I would
does
say
look
that
like
it
one,
is
no?
still a kid's game.
It
I
doesn't
don't
sound
think it
like
is,
it.
Elise.
It doesn't sound like it's a kid's game.
I
don't
would
think
say
it is.
90% of the game is a kid's game.
The art style is, but the story isn't, at least.
I think the story up until, because you don't find out that they're parasites until like right before the ending. Most of it
True.
is really quite fun and cutesy, and probably, I would think, could be played by kids. But yeah, you might maybe want to monitor them going into the ending if you were like, I would let my kid run around and catch
that-
a hot dog caterpillar, you
yeah.
know,
There's
but
there's
maybe
about
not watch the end.
10 villagers, and like they can all basically die, and you watch them die.
And you watch their partners grieve for them.
Yeah.
I just I just pulled up the game on Steam, and here is the first tag: psychological horror. How is this a kid's game?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is it marked as a kid's game?
No, it's
on
not.
Steam?
No, it's
Okay.
not. Well, the what's it called? The thingy, the rating on it.
Age rating.
Yeah, the age rating is 3, so it could be played by kids. Yes, that's fine. But okay,
There's not many games that I would say, oh, yeah, it's a psychological horror, but
Yeah.
it's for children.
Obviously, these tags are made by people, so it's not made by the developers or the publishers himself.
Yeah.
But if they're inaccurate, usually Steam would just take them off. But it seems that it's quite accurate.
I think it is.
Yeah.
As I say, when I saw Elise playing it for the first time, I was like, bro, what is that? Like, what are you doing?
take quite a turn in that toward the end.
Okay.
Rakan, if I catch you playing Bugsnax,
I will not play it, I promise. I might. However, I might watch a gameplay or two. Maybe just the ending. I don't know. We'll
Yes.
see.
Yeah, watch the ending.
Yeah.
especially the bad ending.
Yeah. I might have a look
Like,
at
it's so sad.
I don't remember when Elise mentioned the game to me. To us, it was a couple of months ago. No, right, Elise?
Yeah.
As soon as she mentioned the games, like bugs, snacks, I just connected one to one, and it's like, okay, so I assume the game has some bugs that would look like snacks. Man, this is a stupid game, and I'm not surprised Elise is playing it. There's no way I'm gonna touch it. So, but now you talking about it, I have to say, Elise, I'm a bit impressed.
It is not what you would expect. It really isn't.
It's essentially Bugsnax is Elise as a game. Way deeper than you might believe.
Well, okay. All right, boys. Let's go through my ratings. So,
Yeah.
for the story, I gave the story, I kind of debated between an 8 and a 9.
An
Bug
8 and
snacks.
12 bug
Yes.
snacks. What did you give the last
cannot
game?
sit there.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Last game I gave a 10 to the story, I think. A 9 or a 10 for Prey. Oh, wait, no. Last week was MMOs. We didn't give ratings. We just kind of talked about them.
Yeah.
The game before that was Prey.
Can we at least try to be semi-serious, please, and not give Bugsnax a 10 for its story?
I didn't.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a 12.
What?
No, but legitimately, I'm kind of, maybe I'll call it, and I'll split the difference and say an 8.5.
Okay.
Okay.
Music, I'm not going to lie, boys. Some of the songs kind of slap. I'm giving it an 8.
You are so
Okay.
inconsistent, Elise. Doesn't. Okay, fine.
Have you listened to the soundtrack?
No, I didn't.
No?
Oh yeah, Elise. I put when I'm studying, I put Bug Snacks Let's Play on in the background.
Let's play. Well, I'm not gonna. You probably could. Anyways, it's not like the most incredible soundtrack you're ever gonna listen to, but they're kind of. It's all right. I'm gonna say it's all right. For types of enemy, I said obviously only enemies are at the end, so I gave them a 4, and I gave it a 4 only because there's quite a bit of variety in the enemies that you fight for the last 10 minutes of the game, but that's the only time you're really properly fighting.
I feel like that's unfair, Elise, because
Why?
it should be more of a case of the variety of the challenge. And I think the way the tactics that you have to catch the different animals would bump it up.
I don't see that as fighting, though. But you would classify that as fighting?
But
yeah.
Okay, just a second. So you're classifying the enemies only because you were properly fighting in the last 10 minutes of the game.
Yes.
But weren't you interacting with, I wouldn't call them enemies, but I would say like
animals.
Yeah,
right?
you're interacting with these same creatures.
Oh.
You should count that as a thing.
Okay. Well, then in that case, because there's a lot of variety, and you do have to be strategic how you catch them. You can't just... Yeah. You know, there's different strategies for how you might catch ones that are in the air, ones that tunnel underground.
Okay.
Yeah, so so maybe I'll say more like an 8 then.
Wow. Okay.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
I agree.
Thank you. Okay, so for fighting, do you want me to adjust fighting to mean catching the bugs?
Yeah.
I had said a 2 because it's only at the end, but if we're thinking of the variety with which you catch the bugs, then I'd probably say like a 7 or an 8.
I agree.
7.5. Performance, I said, was an 8. On the Xbox One, the wait between regions was ridiculous. Like the load screen, it was so slow.
Really?
On the X,
yeah, man.
On the X, it went so fast.
No.
But it would take, I mean, I didn't time it. I don't remember. But I remember I'd be like, I don't want to go back to the snowy mountain. It's going to take 10 minutes to walk 14 steps. For price, I looked it up. I'm going to say I'm giving price a 7. The game is currently £20 on Xbox, which doesn't seem too bad. I also saw somewhere that said in US dollars, it's about $14.
Okay.
It's also on Game Pass, though.
Yeah, so
it is on, well, and that's it. It's on Game Pass, which is how I played it. But considering a good chunk of the games that I've played so far have been on Game Pass, I would just say the exact same thing every week for them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, well, for me, it's fine because I have Game Pass. But it is leaving Game Pass. I don't know when, but soon. By the time this episode comes out, it probably won't be on anymore. So graphics, which I've chosen to define how Jack stated it a couple weeks ago, which is to sort of ask myself, am I impressed? I'm going to say like a 6. The animation style is cute.
It's cartoon, you know?
Yeah, it's just cartoony. It's cutesy cartoony. Yeah. For concept, I'm saying an 8 because I thought it got me. I wasn't expecting the ending to be what it was.
Is that really hard? Is it really hard? Is it really hard for that game to catch you, as you say?
I would think so. I think you think going into it that you're just going to run around and catch bugs, but there's actually a story that you're working to uncover. All of the characters have their own side personalities and desires.
And they've all got relationships with each other.
Yep, it's very complex. It's not just one big happy group. There's conflict.
There's power struggles.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. And then enjoyment playing, I gave an 8 as well. It was it's not the best game I've ever played, but I did have fun. So overall, I think that brings me to be about... Okay, well actually, so I made this thinking I was going to rate the types of enemies as a 5 and fighting as a 2, which I came out to be at about a 7.5 overall.
Okay.
But considering we sort of redefined those, I guess I'll just go up to an 8.
Yeah, that's about right.
I was going to say 8. Yeah, fair enough.
So that's my silly game that I chose to just report on just for fun.
Fair play. I was joking, but when you actually look into it, it's like Do you know what? It's quite a decent game.
And there's a lot you can say about it. There's not going to be a ton of variety. I suppose you could try to come up with new ways to catch the bugs or something like that, but for the most part, I would think if you've played it once, you're not going to go back and play it again and get something hugely different.
Fair.
There you go.
Well,
There's
okay.
Bugsnax.
Okay. 8 out of 10 for Bugsnax.
And she gave
Wait,
what?
I was about to say, like, that, I'm pretty sure Bugsnax beats Modern Warfare.
I was
and I'm
about to say the same thing. Only on this podcast, Bugsnax beat the shit out of Call of Duty.
No, I think one thing to point out is that we've only started just recently using the better way of breaking down my rating, which we didn't use.
Whoa. Elise, you do not get to undermine Bugsnax like that.
No, I'm just saying for comparative sake. It's hard to compare my rating between the two. But honestly, I probably did enjoy playing Bugsnax more than I enjoyed playing the Modern Warfare 2 campaign.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm not even gonna.
It could have been worse, mate. She could have gave like Bugsnax a higher rating somehow than Red Dead.
That will never happen because there are no characters in Bugsnax that I love anywhere near as much as Arthur Morgan or Charles.
I thought you were going to say Micah, to be fair, but
Yeah.
Elise, if you were in the Bugsnax universe, what food would you look like?
When you eat one food, it replaces one section of your body. So your arm, your legs, your torso, your head. So I think at least a part of my body would be like a burger.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember what all there was. What do you think would be on yours, Jack?
I feel like I would quite enjoy a cookie. I'd probably go for one of those massive cookies. It's like, Rakan, have you ever seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Yep.
You know, but the original, the one where they go into the meadow where you can eat everything.
I think so.
Yeah, like you can go up, not the one with Johnny Depp in, the other one.
Yes, I have, yeah.
So you can go up to the flower and eat the flower.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a very dangerous world to live in. Like, let's say I'm at work and I'm like, oh, this chair.
No.
Mate, what do you think? What food would you look like?
I'm not gonna lie. I looked up the Bugsnax enemies real quick while Elise was talking. Okay. And I think I'm gonna be praying mantis. Well, it's not a mantis really. It's a.
What is the mantis?
I think it's a burrito, something like that.
It does look good.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It does look good. It does look good. I think we'll have to put a picture up of it.
Yeah.
I can find them. Now I've gone ahead and pulled it up for myself as well. The donut looks pretty good too.
The donut is a banger.
I feel like all of them look pretty dang tasty. There's pancakes, there's pretzels, there's different
Ice cream
fruit.
was good.
There's like a huge watermelon. It's a boss fight you have to do at a point. It's massive.
Juicy AF melon.
I would hope so.
If the food wasn't appetizing, it wouldn't be a very good parasite.
Yes, so.
True.
Okay.
In the Hall of Fame, Bugsnax will be.
Yeah. Let it out of your system, Elise.
Now you boys know what happens when you don't give me a game to play that I can actually play.
Yeah, no,
Let this be a lesson to you.
Yeah,
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned, Elise. Will not happen again. Okay.
So I think, mate, it's sermon time. I think it's time for you to give us your blessing and tell us the news.
I will. I will, Jack. Do you guys remember about Microsoft's acquisition of Blizzard?
Yeah. That was a while ago now.
Yeah, for $68 billion, I think. It's just ridiculous, right? So it seems like it's not going through because the UK has blocked it. Over some fears of, monopolizing the market. I don't understand how I kind of don't get the reasoning behind it. Yeah, bombastic side-eye. Thank you, Jack. I can see it. I really don't get it. I really don't get it. Because didn't Sony acquire another massive studio? What was it? Do you remember,
they?
Jack? Yes, they did, yeah.
I mean, surely it was nothing compared to
Of course, yeah.
that scale.
Yeah. But it seems it's gonna be on hold for for a while now until they could argue otherwise. That well, hey, if Microsoft didn't acquire one of the biggest gaming studio, well, no, it's not even just a studio now. No, it's a.
It says Sony acquired Firewalk Studios. It says Bungie.
Bungie. Thank you. It was Bungie.
Bungie don't own Halo anymore, though, do they?
No, but they own Destiny.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Especially...
Yeah, villagers sound it.
Yeah. No, because the way I see it, Microsoft really needs the games at the moment. I mean, look at their lineup.
There's no exclusives, really.
Yeah, look at the lineup in comparison to Sony. They really need those games. They really need to pump up those games. Their recent games, and I guess we might as well move on to the next piece of news. One of the biggest games they were planning to release, which got released a couple of days ago, was Redfall. Is that right, Elise? Is it called? Yeah, Redfall. The game basically flopped on day one. Day one, gone. The game is just, failed. I think the whole marketing team behind it sort of made people anticipate this failure. They came out and said, people playing on console are going to be stuck with 30 FPS. And then they started releasing bits and pieces of information related to the games where people were like, why you didn't say that before? Or that's not what you said before. Now, it sort of changed.
We should probably say, mate, that the team who made Prey and Dishonored made Redfall.
Yes, yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's an RPG.
So expectations are high.
They're not very high. At least you played Prey.
I was going to say, is this the same Prey that I played? Because I know there's another game called Prey, I think.
I think that one was cancelled. The other one you're talking about. Yeah. You haven't played Dishonored yet, right?
No,
not yet.
Yeah, so the expectations were really high, and it's just a lot of issues with
it. So it's a vampire game?
Yeah, it's an RPG vampire hunting sort of game.
What do you mean when you say 30 FPS?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Mate, quickly explain to Elise what that means.
It's frames per second, right?
Yes, frames per second.
So what is 30? I assume 30 is bad.
Not necessarily bad,
no.
Elise. It's not necessarily bad. However, if we said games will run on 30 FPS back in early 2000s, that would be fine.
It's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. That would be fine. But now look at the tech that we have and look at the sort of hardware that's in our consoles, right? Why would it be, capped at 30 FPS?
Kind of want 60.
60, yeah, exactly. Like 60 is not, I would say it's the bare minimum at the moment. And that's why people are really upset because many games will run on 100 FPS plus, right? But to make a game, I mean, for a studio of that caliber to make a game and have it run on 30 FPS, it just says that, hey, either one, the game was rushed out, or two, you guys were just lazy, just didn't care enough to optimize the game to the point where it would run at least to 60 FPS, right? Why do I even... So, Jack, you have the Xbox X, right?
That's correct.
And the Xbox X could run games on, 120 FPS?
I think it depends if you want to put something into performance mode or whichever the other one's called. But I'm pretty sure it has the option to run at quite decent FPS.
It's capable of running 120 FPS. And the reviews, oh my god, I think it from day one it got put into the worst games ever made list.
Really?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. So
I'm looking at it now. It looks quite pretty. Like it feels like it should be quite a good game, but I don't know what happened.
What is actually wrong with it aside from FPS?
So performance, one. That's number one. It just has performance issues. Two, the story, the characters are very unrelatable. The story is pretty bad. Like it's basically non-existent. What is the story? They just didn't care about it. If I'm not mistaken, the cinematics are not actually cinematics. They're just still images and a voiceover.
That's normally a problem for games that have got no money.
Thank you. Oh, even if you're playing single player, they need to be connected to the internet.
I mean,
Isn't that quite normal?
I don't think so, Elise. No, I don't think so.
no, not for a single player game, at least.
I mean, you are not able to play it at all if you're not connected to the internet. I can understand if there are certain features disabled if you're not online. Fine with me. But to make it to the point where I can't even launch or start my fucking save, that's going to be an issue. Oh, the AI. I think the main issue was the AI. The AI is
I've seen that too.
Yeah.
It said it's quite simplistic.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, yes, it's made by Bethesda, but it's still expectations, right? We're in 2023 now.
Yeah. So it's just failed, and I think Xbox really needed that game to succeed. To be honest, I don't see a way out for the studio, or a way out for this game, not the studio. Even if they fix it, even if they manage to sort out the whole FPS problem, the whole AI problem, people are just not interested. They're not interested at all.
Give it a couple of years.
Can I be completely honest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm interested. I want to live my Buffy the Vampire Slayer dreams.
I mean, to be fair, Elise, what I've seen, it says to all of these quote professional reviewers, it's a beautiful game. What's your problem? So, I mean, maybe, Elise, for people who aren't as critical of games as maybe me and Rakan, it would be a very good game.
Yeah, fair enough.
We'll have to cross that bridge.
I'll go slay some vampires.
Okay.
I'll try it.
Okay. I mean, sure, you can try it. I mean, I wouldn't trust.
Tune in for my review of your game, Redfall. I might be more forgiving than other people.
I wouldn't trust. Yeah, I wouldn't trust game reviewers. Aren't they the same game reviewers that couldn't get over the entry level of Cupheads where they couldn't just jump the obstacle?
Yeah. Elden Ring is too hard.
No, thank you. I'm not going to listen to you. Again, really disappointing. Really disappointing. I was sort of excited, to be honest. I keep falling into the same trap. I'm not going to say
You'll never learn.
Rakan.
Look, no, hold on, guys. Hold on. Just a second. I wasn't hyped. I was not hyped.
He bought all the merch.
Could you imagine?
Viewers can't see it, but behind him, he's got about 4 posters of the game. I can see the action figures.
No, I don't.
He's holding a wooden stake.
Yeah, he's got a Redfall top on.
I just want to play a new game, a new good game. It's been a while.
Have you played it though, or do you just look at these people reviewing it and you're like, "Oh, I'm not gonna like it either." Oh.
I've seen some reviewers that I trust. People like Yongia on YouTube, people like Angry Joe, Skill Up. I tend to agree on the sort of stuff they talk about. I watch some normal gameplay, and I can see why people are upset about it. It's a shame.
The comment, I've seen that the gunplay is quite good, apparently.
Yeah,
but the important thing for this kind of game is that you need to care about the characters. If you don't care about them, then what are you doing it all for?
Okay, I have a question though, because when we were talking, I think last week, we ended up talking very briefly about zombie apocalypse type games, and you both were like, I don't play the zombie apocalypse games for the story. I play it to, go in and kind of mess about.
You are right.
Yes.
But look who's making this game, Elise.
And
it's different audiences.
And it's not really a zombie game.
But it's a monster game. If it's a monster slayer kind of game, I could see how that could be a similar realm of, I'm not playing this game for the story and the characters, I'm playing this game so I can go hit F on the vampires.
You're right, Elise, but my understanding of it is that its vampires have infiltrated. It's not like go and slash all the vampire up.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a story, apparently. Whereas with something like Dead Island, I don't really care. But if it's a game like Prey or Dishonored that have got stories within them and quite intricate stories at points, then I expect that's the audience that they're selling to. So the audience is now going to have, well, where's the story, bro? If they wanted to make a vampire game where you just go around and hit F with your stake, which I would play the hell out of, by the way, could you imagine like a Van Helsing game where you're a vampire hunter? Mate, sell it to me now.
Forget about that. Do you remember the original Prey? Do you remember it?
The original? I'm not sure.
So, Prey, the one that Elise played, if I'm not mistaken, that was not the concept. That was not the original concept. There was another game that they made. You're a bounty hunter in space.
Nice.
No, you haven't. You don't remember, Jack? I swear, we watched the whole video back in first year. Later on, after the episode, you can look up the video on YouTube. You'll find it. I really want to be this bounty hunter in an open world, an RPG open world game where I could just hunt after my bounties and stuff. That was the game for me back then. But they just came out and said, no, it's cancelled. Forget about it.
Really?
Yeah, they cancelled it.
Do you know? So you saying that I was remember when I was looking for pirate games. Apparently, there's this pirate game where it's in space, and you basically do that. Like, you have contracts, and you go out and you do stuff. Do you know what I'm on about? What is that called?
It's out, is it?
Yeah, it's been out for ages, mate. It's called Rebel Galaxy.
Rebel Galaxy?
Yeah.
Huh. I've heard about it, but I never thought it would be like,
I looked at getting it. It's a space trading combat simulator. After this, have a little peek.
Yeah, I will.
So while Elise is looking at Redfall, you'll be looking at that, and I don't know what I'll do.
I'll tell you what I'll be doing. Do you remember Star Wars Survivor?
Yeah.
So it came out. I don't know if you know about this or not.
Yeah, you asked, didn't you? You said, are we going to get it? And we were like, I don't know. I think we said about before, but I got quite far in the game, and then I got to a bit where the game just broke. And I didn't want to go back. I showed you how to make the dual lightsaber.
Yes, you did, yeah. But you're talking about the first one. I'm talking about the second one. The second one got released.
It's just come out, isn't it?
Yeah. So the game is fucked on PC. Like, basically unplayable. Basically unplayable.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, I don't know. People are quite confused over this. One guy can be playing it just fine. Sort of. I wouldn't say just fine. Another guy would be like, hey, this is unplayable. How the hell did you manage to get it, to run above 15 FPS?
Wow.
Yes. Now, Rakan thinking, hey, read the reviews. People are saying this is fine, and others are saying don't get the game or wait for a patch. It seems like a gamble. I look at my PC. It's like, I bet my PC can handle this. I bought it, downloaded the game, booted up, can't get above 15 FPS.
Oh, no. Do you know why?
It's not optimized. It's not optimized at all. At all.
Oh, dude. I'm sorry.
It's.
I mean, at least, hey, what the listeners don't know is that at one point during this recording, you put on your Stormtrooper hat, and I think you looked pretty good. So while you're waiting for a patch, you can role play as Stormtrooper.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, if we're lucky, you'll do it just for me.
I'll think about it. I might send you a picture or a video.
You boys want me to leave the call or
no? It's okay.
Please.
It's just. No, but
Rakan,
seriously,
is that a lightsaber in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Oh, no, but looking at news like this, looking at games like this, like big games or big studio or games made by huge studios, and for them to launch them in this state is quite depressing. I think it's really depressing. EA is behind Star Wars, and apparently they can't launch a game that's playable on day one. Bethesda behind Redfall, and they just fucked up a whole new IP for some reason. And I'm sitting here like, guys,
I know how to fix it, mate.
What?
You didn't buy the day one patch. It's in the bottom right hand corner. So when you load up the game, it says EA Games or whatever. In the bottom right hand corner, it says, "Oh, do you want to be able to play the game? Buy here." So I don't know if you've seen that, but it's an EA exclusive little what's it called? So it's not a microtransaction. It's a
DLC
feature.
Gap. No, what is it called? Where you're like, you might win, you might not. It's not
what do you call it?
A gamble box. It's a
surprise
surprise mechanic.
Surprise mechanic, yeah.
You might, it's £20. You might get something. You might not.
Surprise mechanic.
You might be able to play the game. Who knows?
I don't get it. I don't understand how EA is still operating at this point. It's like I swear it doesn't make any sense to me. Makes me a bit worried about the new games coming out soon. But we'll see. Hopefully they'll
Don't jinx them.
If you think about it, we're at a point where we're just hoping that a game is playable once it's released. Which is
quite low expectations, isn't it?
Right? That's the bare minimum. But now we're like, I just hope I can play the game when it launches.
I hope that my £70 is enough for me to actually load it up. Fingers crossed.
You know what game is reliable and definitely plays?
No.
Next.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Maybe your problem, Rakan, is that when you get let down repeatedly by the same studios, perhaps you need to learn to look elsewhere, like places with bug snacks.
No, thank you. And and I don't think my issue is with the not learning from my mistakes when it comes to these specific studios. The problem is it seems to be.
Oh no, the problem is the studios.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's not. What the problem is that in his heart, Rakan's so innocent, and he thinks, do you know what? Yeah, it's happened 5 times. It won't happen again. Like, it's
totally.
Like that. That guy in Las Vegas. He's lost 10 times at the table, but it's not going to lose again.
No,
that's not how this works. Put it all on red. I lost again?
How did that happen?
Spend your money on games that won't work instead.
Yeah. No, but mate, on the bright side, I would say if you look at hyped games that failed, give them time and they become kind of what they were supposed to be.
I don't want to wait, Jack.
Maybe if you were a grateful consumer, you'd be like, yeah, sure, I paid good money for this.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
And you should be appreciative that you're able to play the game before it's even finished yet. You get like a special
pre-release.
You get it even earlier. And so you get to just be happy when they actually fix it. I don't understand the issue.
Maybe if you were a little bit more considerate, then you would be like, do you know what? At least I have a game to play. Yeah, it don't work. I can play it, or I can look at the menu.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have here the next CEOs of EA and Bethesda. thinking that I'm being ungrateful because I can't play the game on release. How about you actually release it once it's ready? Okay? I don't want to wait for a day one patch. Don't shake your head, Jack. I don't want to wait for a day one patch. What?
I don't understand how this benefits the stakeholders for you to be able to play the game.
What?
Sorry, it doesn't quite compute.
I get it. I understand you're struggling with this concept, with the concept of releasing a game once it's ready. It's so hard. I get it. I'm sorry.
It just feels foreign to me.
I know, right? Try it. Just give it a shot. See what happens.
You know that thing where it says step 1 this, step 2 $3 profit. Right. All I care about is step 3. Okay, so please just do that so that.
Jesus. No. I'm sorry. Did I tell you guys that I got to the point where I was like, maybe I'm over this whole gaming thing. I might just sell my PC and stuff.
Yeah, he did do that. He did say that, guys.
I was getting sick.
It's like, do you know what? I might sell my PC, and we were like, why would you do that? Like, is that necessary?
Yeah. How would you be able to play WoW now?
Very good point, Elise.
Thank you so much, Elise. Yeah, that's a very, very valid point. I think when I first talked about this, I wasn't playing WoW
Also,
then.
we now have a podcast centered around playing video games, so it would be
Right.
good if you could participate.
I still
Oh,
have
yeah,
my.
it does help.
Okay, yeah, true. It does help. I still got my console with me. I still got the consoles. But
True.
it's just for a moment back then, I just gave up on gaming. I was like, maybe it's not the same thing as it used to be. Yeah, I'll just need to focus on different stuff now. Well,
You were doubting your faith.
yeah, it was a low point in my life for a second. I was like,
Man.
yeah. I was like, what is this? What I'm wasting so much time, so much money on this, and then and to have someone come here, just like Jack, thinking that I'm being ungrateful because because I don't like playing broken games. I don't know. Maybe I'm too old for this now. But hey, we'll see. But no, I'm fine. I'm okay-ish now. I went back to playing old games that I used to enjoy, and that's I think I'm fine with that. For now, I'm just
In the
fine with
golden
that.
years,
Yeah.
when games were made to be played.
Hey, thinking about it now, I don't think there are a lot of games coming up with microtransactions,
Which is excellent.
which is good. I guess it's good. But on the other hand, they're just broken, so I wouldn't I wouldn't care about the microtransactions.
Rakan, if
Yeah.
the only way they're going to get their money out of you is you buying the game in and of itself, you can't expect them to wait to put it out. Come on. They've got yachts to buy. All right?
Valid point. Thank you so much. That's a very valid point. Wouldn't you think it would be more viable to release a game in a state where it's playable? The very first wave of buyers would basically influence the people, they influence the next waves or they influence the next potential buyers to go ahead and buy it instead of saying, don't get this game, it's broken. And you'd lose on more money in the future.
I have two counter arguments.
Okay, go
The
on.
first one is, how dare you? No.
The audacity to use logic over here. Don't.
No, the first one is, excuse me, if we wait to release the game, we still have to pay our employees during that time when we're not actually making money off of the game. Okay? And point number 2 is that I forgot what it was in the last. Hang on, give me a second.
Okay.
Oh, the old adage, all press is good press, right? That's what they say?
I don't think so. But I mean, you can
News
believe that. You can believe that.
I think the thing is, mate, is that the way that these companies should operate is all good things come to those who wait.
Yeah, but they want that to be the consumer. The good things will come, just wait.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, sure. Sure, it's been 2 years since release, but we're on patch number 2 now.
Okay. True. All good things comes to those who wait. Okay, thank you so much. I get that. That might be true. Don't you think I've been waiting enough ever since you announced the game, like, what, 4 years ago, and you kept delaying it? Just make sure it's ready. Launch it. Thank you so much. End of story. Profit. Right? I think it's easy.
You know what, Rakan? There's only one solution here, and that is to make your own games.
I'm afraid you're right. You are actually right.
Coming soon, Burger and Shawarma Productions.
It's like bug snacks combined with like FPS. It's like
Oh my god.
yeah, it's an MMO bug snacks cowboy simulator.
In outer space.
Oh my god.
I would play it, but
No. If okay, this might be a good question to ask. Question to you guys: if you had the chance, let's say you had a studio, you had a staff of developers, writers, programmers, all the things you need to make your own game. What game do you think you'd make?
ooh,
That's a really good question.
unfortunately, I would probably be just like EA, and I would have a good idea, and I'd completely mess it up.
Well, why? I swear to God, I think
Not
that's
intentionally. Like, come on. We may think that EA and companies like this are incompetent, but it's not like they sit in their boardroom. You know that meme where it's got like, how can we solve this problem?
Yeah,
And there's
exactly.
3 people, and one goes, this, and they chuck the guy out the window. They're not that stupid, right?
You're
They're not
absolutely
like,
right.
how can we lose money,
Exactly.
right?
No, they're just greedy. I get it. I absolutely get it. But let's say money is not an issue. Okay, you don't have any stockholders. You don't have any investors. You're just making the game for yourself and for your potential customers. I don't think you're gonna go down the path of EA, right? You'll be fine.
Okay.
So what will it be?
Mate, do you know what I'd love to see? I'd love to have, because we were hyped for that pirate game that was the Skull and Bones game. I'd love to have something like that. I would love to have one of those, but it's actually decent.
What's wrong with Sea of Thieves?
Different game.
Like what?
Different kind of game.
No, I know they're different games, but I know one of because we were excited to play Skull and Bones, and then we learned that you can't you have to captain a ship by yourself. You can't.
Oh, dude, that's like the least of the issues
Right?
with it.
Yeah.
Well, I remember we all were like, when we heard that. So I guess what I'm wondering is, so obviously what you're saying is a pirate type game. What would you want to like add or take away that doesn't exist already? I think is my question.
I'd want to have like essentially anyone who's played Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Yeah.
That with just ship combat. Multiplayer, if you can have it, I would prefer to be able to have it on the same ship. I think the way that you can have the same ship in Sea of Thieves works really well.
Yeah.
I think it gives some like emergent gameplay there. Just AI ships that you can go and hit F on, like jump on, small, take all the booty, jump back, maybe have a little base to upgrade. You know, that like just a really simple gameplay loop, you know? I just think it would be really, who doesn't like a pirate game? But there's been a real dearth in the provision. Apparently. And I don't trust people like EA to make them. What, do they even know what a focus group is?
No, I don't think so.
To the consumer and say, do you want this? They'll say no, and they'll be like, all right, great. And they go back to CEO and say, right, and just say the opposite of what the consumer wants. And the CEO will be like, all right, let's do it.
Isn't that what basically happened with Ubisoft and Skull and Bones? People were very clear on what they wanted, and it's quite easy. You already got the system in place, right?
Take this, make it bigger. Okay, we see that. Let's not do that.
Yeah. That's pretty much what they did. That is pretty much what they did. They looked at it. It's like, okay, so people want this. We're not going to make it. We will make the complete opposite of this. Thank you so much. So, job done, guys. Well done.
According to the focus group, they really, really, really want carrots. Here's a pork chop.
The people are standing up like, what? Guys, this
doesn't even make sense.
My God, Ubisoft, you guys are you guys are a meme. But it's just
you need to stop.
Just get some help, please. Like, quite literally, get some help.
The problem is, mate, is that if they just did exactly what the community said, it would print money.
The thing is, like, that's a very simple thing to say, but we all know people aren't saying the exact same thing. Like, somebody's going to lose somewhere.
This game, Elise, the consensus is make Black Flag a own thing. Make the ship its own thing.
Yeah.
No one's going to be like, yeah, don't do that. Everyone,
was that kind of their plan? Was to make it like Assassin's Creed?
In the beginning, it was basically that.
Yeah.
And then it becomes some abomination of. It's just, what are you doing? Like, you didn't need to do this.
People were saying this way before they started.
Years ago.
Yeah, years ago. So they could have just been like, okay, we're not going to go down this path. Since we know exactly what the consumers want, we can go down the path where it's like, hey, people would actually buy it. But they're like, no. We know exactly we know exactly what the consumers want. We're not going to do it. And it's just like, why, guys? Why? Just why would you do this?
It's like, I'm coming out. It's like, what do you want for dinner? Oh, I'd love pizza. Okay. Go back to the kitchen. Right, so I'm not going to make pizza.
Yep.
How does pasta sound?
It's like, no. Like, no.
No, I would really like pizza. Okay, I hear what you're saying. So how does jacket potato sound?
For the record, I would be happy with all three of those options for dinner tonight, just so you
At
know.
the same time, a pasta jacket potato. See, now that is the kind of thing EA would produce and be like, why won't you eat your dinner?
No, I thought it would be more like you can have the skin of the potato, the plain pasta, and you can have
Oh my god.
3 pizza toppings, not separate toppings, but like
That's
let's
like
say you put
Frankenstein
pepperoni on your
dinner.
pizza.
That's
you can
pretty
have
much
3
what-
individual pepperonis.
That's pretty much
I'm
what
sorry.
Skull and Bone is right
You
now.
wanted a whole piece of pizza, $12.99. You wanted a whole
Elise,
potato.
if they gave me the option to buy it, I would buy it. They don't even do that.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Okay. So Jack's game that he would make would be a cool pirate sim.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
What would yours be, Rakan?
Mmm.
and keep it PG.
I would. I'll try my best. It would be a space RPG, to be honest.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm really, really, really into space games. Oh, I don't think you guys understand how much I love space games.
he tried to get us into Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, true. I've played the shit out of Elite Dangerous. What else? What's the other game? There's another game.
I remember you and Elise played No Man's Sky at a point, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, but not really. We didn't play it for very long.
Sort
The
of, yeah.
story kind of glitched for me.
Yeah. I played a lot of Star Citizen. I assume that game is never going to get published. Elite Dangerous, Space Citizen, something like somewhere. Okay, so it's gonna be a space game with an RPG elements somewhere, something similar to, let's say, Bethesda games, maybe like Skyrim or like Fallout 4, something like that, right? But with the details of Star Citizen and the ship flight mechanics or movement system of Elite Dangerous. I think if we can combine all these three, to me, it's going to be the perfect space game. I
mean, so like you could be a trader, you could be a bandit, you could do the main quest. I mean, come on, like it's just. To be fair though, mate, isn't that essentially what Starfield is supposed to be?
Oh, please, Jack, do not jinx it, okay? Just don't. Let's not talk about it.
It just works.
Do not talk about it, please. I'm still in denial over the gameplay they showed, okay? Because so much hope is on that game.
Look, mate, here's your expectations. You need to make them go down here. At the minute, they're over here. Move them.
I don't want to think about
Reduce them to 0.
I just. Oh, you don't even understand how many space games I've downloaded and played. A lot. I think if you went into my Steam page and went through my games, you'd see that most of them are in space. The majority of them are in space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like Stellaris?
Yeah.
RimWorld?
Yes. I think I played Stellaris, EVE Online. Oh, I played a lot of EVE Online. I don't know if you know about this game. I would say too many space games, but that's what I love. And it's just, the problem is...
Could have been an astronaut.
I could have been an astronaut.
Kuwaiti space project.
Thank you so much. No, I don't think I'm brave enough to put myself in a rocket and launch it into outer space.
No. Do you know what, mate? I'd love to see you in the thing where they spin you round like really, really fast.
No, yeah, the G4 simulator or something like that.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Just get sent to the Shadow Realm.
The problem is there hasn't been a proper space game, an accessible space game at the moment. I'm hoping it would be what's it called? This new Bethesda game. I'm just really hoping.
Game.
Yeah, Starfield. I'm really hoping this is.
Well, we'll have to when it comes out. We'll have to see. So you do a space game with like all the trimmings.
Yeah.
I do a pirate game. Elise, Don't let the side down. What would you do?
Farming simulator.
I think. What did you say?
Farming simulator. Let's just don't lie, Elise. I know.
Stop it.
No,
Go on.
I think if I could pick a game, I'd want it to be some kind of survival game with some kind of monster. Would probably be good. I quite like survival games. My brother took a video game design class, and they had to design one, and he made his centered around surviving in like a mountainous wilderness and solving a murder mystery. It sounded pretty... I would have played it, especially if it had visuals, kind of like something like Red Dead.
So, Elise, tell us a little bit. So you gave us a very, very general description. What would you do? What would happen in your survival game? What's the scene?
Well, I think I'd want it to be kind of like an RPG, and I think that I'd want it to be something... So I know I said my brother's plan was, I think, a murder mystery, but I think I like the idea of being more survival, post-apocalyptic monster, whether it's something like, I don't know, make it a vampire, I don't care, something like that. Yeah, bombastic side-eye to it, Jack. I don't know. I don't think I have more specifics around it of what to be, but I think like gathering supplies, making some kind of base, maybe meeting other people. Are they friendly? Are they not?
That wasn't me. That was not me.
That's all the people that are going to play your game, Elise.
Rude, Jack. That was pretty wrong.
That is rude. What's wrong with my game?
Rakan's game.
It's the problem is gotta go on the recording, but yeah, that's fine.
Only if I leave it in.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And now, fair enough, Elise. I mean, there was a period of time. It wasn't a long time ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, where the thing, if you want to make your game succeed, has to be a survival game. And
Right.
And I think
there's some really good ones out there.
Yeah. But I think it died out. It really died out. Same thing happened with the battle royale.
Trends, doesn't
it? True.
Yeah.
Same thing happens with battle royales. The problem is, at the moment, I don't really know what's the trend.
It's a really good point.
Right? What is the trend at the moment? Like,
I don't know. Actually.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
The way I see it, so many games came out in a state where potential players
the trend is broken games.
Exactly. The trend at the moment, the trend is sitting in your home, hoping and praying that your game that you pre-ordered isn't broken. It's just, I just, I hope my game works. Like, oh, what a time to be alive.
Wow. It's like, mate, did you ever have a PlayStation 1?
Yes, I think I have, yeah.
It's when you put your disc in and you wait to hear the sound of it going shing.
Yes.
Oh, it works. Yes.
Everyone going wild. Yes, it works. It's like, oh my God. Like, come on.
It's so full circle.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, and maybe we'll talk about it in the next episode. Hopefully, when Unreal Engine 5 becomes the thing in the very close future, maybe we'll see a change in the trend of broken games, and I don't know, more players would come into this market and start making like good games that would compete with all the AAAs and all the big names in the in this area, in this battlefield. Essentially, everyone was competing with each other, and it seems no one is winning. They're just killing themselves with releasing those broken games. You're just dead on arrival, bro.
They're playing who can die first.
Can we, like, let's be honest. I think 2023 and 2022, if we made a list of the broken games and the good games, we'd see like the broken game list is gonna be A long ass
He's a
list.
thick boy.
Yeah, it's gonna be really thick. Like, do any of you remember Battlefield, the last Battlefield?
Thou shalt not speak of it.
Thank you. How long has it been? A year? They stopped supporting it because it's just broken. The game's just broken. It's just bad. It's really bad, and it's gonna be the same way.
I mean, it killed Battlefield.
Yes, they. I think this might be the last Battlefield. You're actually right, Jack. It's a shame. Anyways, we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Indeed, it's a long time since I remember Battlefield 1 was the hype train, and everyone was playing Seven Nation Army. Good times.
Good.
I think we should probably think about wrapping up, boys.
Yeah.
I think just a little recap. So we had way out of left field. We had Bug Snacks making it in an 8 out of 10. We had a variety of news from Rakan, especially. Well, I mean, just news in itself in this very podcast is just how priestly Rakan looks on camera and with his light emanating from him. And then also, which we didn't have on the agenda at all, which was the little games we would make if we had the choice. I think that was a very nice touch, Rakan.
Thank you.
So for our 10th episode, everyone, I must say again, thank you for listening, and we'll see you for episode 11.
Bye.
Bye.
Why are you looking at the camera like that?
I was looking at you, you mug. It's not my fault that you're fucking lit up like a beacon, is it?